Hi again then guys, so we've got a slightly different video for you today after the new update, which of course allows us to have the track editor. Unfortunately, or kind of unfortunately, it's only available on the iPad, which I can understand because even on the iPad it's quite fiddly, so it would be almost impossible to use it on the tiny screen of a phone. But there's a couple of things I love about it, a couple of things I'm not so happy about. The main thing I don't like so much is the fact that you can only make tracks of up to roughly 6.2 miles in length. That's disappointing. I was hoping to make some massive tracks of say 30, 40 or even 50 miles. Hopefully though they may update that, and there's a couple of reasons why I think they may update the app. One is because if you look here where you can upload your created circuits to the community, you'll notice that under each track it has in brackets circuit. Now that leads me to believe that they're probably going to have other types of track that you can make, possibly rally, possibly drag, or maybe even point to point. Otherwise, what would be the point of having circuit written underneath? That would just be obvious. So that leads me to believe that they're probably going to update it. But a second thing that does is that on the app itself it says that it's the app version 1.0. Now obviously that's not a definite, but I do think, based on those two things, they will probably update it, and I really hope they allow us to have more track length. Now, the main reason why you've probably clicked on this video is, of course, the title, that I've made a replica of Complex String. I am certain that I am not the only person who's done this so far, or the only person who planned to do this once a track editor came out. Complex String is one of the coolest tracks that's been on the game, and the cool thing is, if you want to drive on this track, obviously you don't have to drive on my version, but my version is available on the community. I'll be keeping it up on my community page under CORRUPTEDDISC. The way to type that in is listed in the description below. But like I said, I'll have that posted up. And the good thing is, as far as I'm aware, even if you don't have the app, you can still download someone else's created track from their community page and drive on it yourself. I will also probably be hosting some online cruises and track days for this track. I'm sure other people will be as well for their versions. And I'm doubtless not the only person who's made a replica of Complex String. But yeah, feel free to join a lobby. I'm not sure how often I'll make them, but as I said, you can download it however you do that. I haven't tried to download any yet, but you can download this track from my community page and race on it. It's not 100% accurate. One reason is because the maximum track length is less than the length of Complex String, which is just under 7 miles, whereas this version is much less than that, unfortunately. However, this lap takes, in this car, the Lister Storm, around 3.5 minutes, so still a very similar kind of length to Complex String. And I have to say, it's seriously fun. I chose to set the track because there's 4 different circuit types as far as where you can locate them. There's Death Valley, there's another 3, which I can't remember what they're called at the moment, but you get the idea. And I'm driving pretty bad because I'm talking at the same time. I chose this track type because for any who have played Gran Turismo 3 and who perhaps enjoyed driving on Complex String, it was a pretty barren looking track. The road is pretty flat and there's not much scenery. It's essentially just a test track. And that's what I wanted to emulate. So I chose Death Valley because of its wide, flat, open appeal. And I haven't put any fancy stuff around the track. It's just the bare bones track to make it as accurate to the real thing as possible. I have to say, although it's not 100% accurate, if you compare my shape of the track to the actual track map, you will notice some differences. For instance, that it's very hard to make square corners on this track, and of course Complex String does have those. So, as I said, it's not 100% accurate, but it's pretty close, and as you can see from the map, it's... I mean, I don't know about you guys, but just seeing that map in the corner of the screen is so nostalgic for me. So, overall, my impressions of the track editor are I'm pretty happy with it. The only thing I would personally change is to allow longer tracks. Apart from that, it's pretty much perfect to me. I mean, there's always stuff that you can ask for, but reasonably, it's a very, very good track editor. It's a lot better, I would say, than the one on Gran Turismo 5, which I could not care less about. I never use that track editor. This one is so much better than that. So feel free to visit my community page and download this track. And as I said, I'll probably make some online lobbies for track days here as well, so feel free to join those. And yeah, that's it for my first impressions, and for my first impressions of Complex String. Well, not really first impressions because I drove it on GT3, but you know what I mean. So, feel free to subscribe if you'd like more videos like this, and also usually tuning videos that I release on this channel if you're new to the channel. And that's about it. So as always, thanks for watching.